Yeah, Ramus just comes with some pretty basic garbage can lid.
Garl?
They're
Oh, what's the use? Oh, no.
In your dreams, magical thoughts, all things are real unless you dream they're not. In your dreams, love is the plot, carried on wings of hope. Each of our souls intertwine when we do. Instantly we see it, the time to grow and be it, when everything is pinned on a hope. Let's rise the dreams of your heart, that innocent youth, careless and kind, free to roam the breeze in love, only when two brilliantly shine as
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan.
And I'm Austin.
We're here to play games.
Badly.
Welcome to Lunar Remastered. Yeah, save
Yep.
changes.
7 of you voted, and we heard your cries. Lunar it is.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we're going with this. We have seen the votes for our other games, so yeah, we'll continue to see if you want to see those next. But I'm personally pretty excited. This is a great game.
I don't remember when it started exactly, but the dream of having a fantastic adventure in far-off places grabbed my heart early and has yet to let go. You see, my hero is Dragon Master Dine. Outside my village, there's a monument made in his honor. His adventures were the most fantastic of all, fighting evil, risking death, protecting the goddess Althena. It's all so exciting. One day, I want to have adventures like that. But the excitement of that kind is a long way from Berg.
Alex! Oh, Alex! Where are you?
Oh, hey there, Nell.
Alex, couldn't you hear me? I've been flying around calling your name for the past half hour looking for you. I should have known I'd find you here.
Where else would I be?
In honor of the great Dragon Master, Dine. I'm aware that Dine was likely the greatest and most well-known member of the Four Heroes, Alex, but I'm honestly amazed you never get tired of coming to stare at his dome monument. Shoot, I just remembered that we need to meet with Luna to practice singing, and we better hurry because we both know she'll be upset if we're late.
Alex, you better get moving. I wasn't prepared for voice acting in a sprite-based game, so that really threw me off.
Yup.
Luna's patience with us will only stretch so far. We better not test the limit, even though I know that it has voice acting.
Yes, indeed.
Because we've talked about this, and it still surprised me. And it had voice acting with the original?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, so it's complicated, right? Because when I think of the original, I think of the version this game is based on, which is Silver Star Story for the PS1. For those of you that have played that version, yes, I do recognize the differences in the voice acting and everything. We'll get into that a little bit more as we go through this. But I've heard this is a pretty faithful remake, at least mechanically speaking. Looks pretty much the same as I remember it. But yeah, there was voice acting in the PS1 version. The original Lunar, the Silver Star, was on Sega CD, and I don't think that one had voice acting, if I remember right. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. But I know the PS1 version did. Okay, so that's the save. Yeah.
Still, that's pretty forward for a game of its era.
Yes, it is. Orange chinchilla fur. Yeah, so we got our hero Alex here. Yeah, interesting. This has an interesting inventory system. Apparently, the remaster has a new one, so I'm interested in seeing the differences there.
Whoa! Another earthquake. What's the third one this week? But what could it be causing them?
Oh, hey.
You limping?
Hey, Alex! I figured you'd be here. Now that the weather's gotten warm enough to melt the ice around the Dragon's Cave, there's no time for us to waste getting started on our big adventure. If we hurry, we can sneak in without waking the dragon. And then, if we're fast enough, maybe we could find a giant diamond from its lair with thousands of silver that'll make us filthy rich and more famous than we could ever dream of.
Uh-huh.
What an intro.
Uh-huh.
The Dragon Diamond, huh? You heard right, Nell. Come on, Alex. You always dreamt about going on a big adventure. Let this be our first. I have things to do. Well, while you're deciding, I'll stop by my house to grab some snacks for the trip. See ya.
All right, Ramus.
Oh, Alex, you know we have to do this. It could be the adventure of a lifetime. But thou must. Once we get going, you just hope Ramus doesn't turn into a baby at the first sight of monsters. But you know Luna's going to be upset. She doesn't like you putting yourself in danger. How are you going to tell her, Alex? And to invite her to come along.
Just gonna go stare at the monument for a while. Is that okay?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Well, forever protector of all that is good. Your memory lives on in the hearts of us all.
Yes, indeed. All right. Oh, it's an interesting little fog effect up there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dine surrendered his most precious gift on his final journey to the distant frontier. We had erected a monument here in Berg to honor his many valiant and heroic achievements.
All right. Let's see. Let's investigate these builds. This is part of an era where you want to just poke around for a while in every town here.
Yep. Alex, if you go into Luna's room without asking, she's going to be mad. This is one ugly teddy bear. It's a lot more fun to hug than this filthy flea bag. Or I'm a lot more fun.
Yes.
Alex, you better not take a nap here. Luna will flip if she finds you messed up her bed. Besides, the scented sheets will make you smell like a girl. Oh no, heaven forbid.
Oh no! We got it here. Investigate all the stuff. Let's see.
Well, hello, son. Are you going to Dine's monument again today? Dine was a great man. I can't blame you for admiring him so much.
What do you got?
Oh, Alex, you're back so soon. Luna went to the springs to the outskirts of town. Aren't you two going to practice your song for the Goddess Festival? We better hurry, Alex. You know how Luna always sings off key when she's angry. Oh.
Don't want to make her angry.
Nope.
Got stuff down here.
Hey, what's in the box, Alex? What's in the box? I'd love to know what we need permission. I'd love to know, but we need permission first.
Yeah, we can't open these right now. Up. All right. That's the basement. Ooh, a basement.
Gotta do stuff and things.
What's this? It's a cow.
Cow. Moo.
Oh, wait.
I bet Dragon Master Dine drank milk every day, Alex. It did his body good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Uh-oh.
Do you hear that, Alex? It sounds like singing. Luna must already be waiting for us at the spring. I bet she'll be singing a different tune when you show up this late again.
Yeah, one thing I did want to point out, Alex in his inventory has an ocarina.
Huh.
So Luna sings, but he plays the ocarina. We got a statue here. These are statues of the goddess Althena. They can heal you. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Let's see here. Sorts of stuff. Alright, let me see if I can remember exactly where we need to go here. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna need to get equipped before we can do a lot here. We do have I think this is an item shop here? Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Hey.
Why, hello, you're looking fine as ever. You're looking as fine as I've ever seen you, Alex. What can I do for you today?
Yes, so herbs. We don't have any money at the moment, but this is a healing item, antidote for poison, cleansing water for paralysis. So we got some basic consumables. Don't be a stranger, Alex.
If you hit the chickens in this game, do they attack you?
Can't really hit things on the overworld, I don't think.
Should we bring one of these to your mom? Or are we having Grog Loaf again tonight? Grog Loaf.
Grog.
I don't know.
Grogloaf.
Grogloff.
Grogloff.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I don't think we can even buy a new...
Did you come by buy a new tool or have something repaired? I'm a little busy right now. Can you come back later?
Yeah, so we can't even mess with the weapon shop at the moment. There's some stuff up here. There are people all over the friggin' place.
Hey, have you seen Ramses? Where'd that little con scurry off to? Ramus? I said
Ramus.
Ramses.
Yes,
Yep.
it's Ramus.
I totally inserted an S there.
Mm.
I'm going to strangle the life out of that bulbous brat.
Damn. He's mad.
These darn things wake me up every morning. I just want to choke them sometimes. Look at his face.
Uh-huh. Very upset. Okay. I think it's up this way.
That's Luna, all right. I bet you're in for it now, Alex. She hates when you're late. Way to really sell the desire to go talk to somebody who's just going to be mean.
Oh, Alex, I should have known you'd be late again. Let me guess, you were whittling away the morning at Dine's monument. Or were you planning more silly adventures with Ramus?
Listen here, Sailor Moon. I don't need you cramping on our style. Hey, you're good. He was at Dine's monument planning an adventure with Ramus. You were right on both counts. I can't wait to see the inside of the White Dragon Cave. Right? Alex? Shh, no. The White Dragon Cave, Alex. I knew something was wrong with your playing. And I always know when you're keeping secrets from me. Alex, why would you travel to such a dangerous place? Yikes! That was loud.
It was loud.
It sounded like a roar? But I've never heard of a creature like that before. You know, I bet it was the voice of the White Dragon. What Raymond said was true. Alex, where are you going? We're going to explore the White Dragon Cave along with Ramus. That was the adventure Alex and Ramus were talking about at Dine's Monument. Didn't you hear me, Alex? You could be hurt, or worse. But I gotta go. And what about your poor parents? They'll be beside themselves with worry. Not if you don't tell them. I've never been able to stop you from doing what you wanted to, Alex, but... And I know that your dream is to embark on great adventures just like Dine. So I suppose all I can do is come along and keep you out of trouble. Perhaps this will be even fun. And to think that you were going to leave without me. But, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Alex, why do you even try saying no to Luna? She plays you like an ocarina. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin our great adventure. Just a moment, Nell. I know you're excited and anxious to start the adventure. But we really need to tell Alex's parents where we're going. We can't let them worry about us. Besides, we might be able to find some things around the house to help us on the trip. You know, I like how you think. This is gonna be great, Alex.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, so we got good grief. We have Luna in the party now. We have a starting as a scarf. That's interesting. Let's see. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so Alex has got a starting ability that is a sword hit, and then Luna has song-based abilities, shocking, that are healing and support for the most part.
Bard.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go back to the house.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
We have to tell your parents.
Yeah, okay, it's up here. There we go. We'll go in here. Hey!
What? You want to travel to White Dragon Cave by yourselves? It's your time, isn't it? Of course you can go, Alex. Take this with you.
Dagger!
Woohoo! And this weapon might be easier for Luna to handle.
Sling.
You can't have you inside the cave without a weapon. Oh, and I almost forgot.
Flame ring.
Take this ring. You'll never know when you might need it. What else? There are a few things in those basement chests. Take anything you might need. To reach the cave, you must travel north of Barag, north of Berg, and then east around the mountain range. Promise me you'll be careful.
Sure.
Don't forget, weapons and items are useful only when you equip them. Just possessing a weapon won't make it work, Alex. You have to equip it first. Be careful on your trip and come back if you get in trouble.
All right. What you got? Oh,
It's so warm and cozy. I want to curl up here and take a nap.
instead of talking to the fire. Oh. Hey.
You're going to with Luna and Ramus to the White Dragon Cave? And your father says it's all right? Just promise me you'll come back home before it gets dark.
Okay. Alright, let's go pick up some items. Oh, we can actually open these. Dragonfly wing. Herb. Starlight. And Angel's Tear. Alright.
Nice.
So these are decently useful items for sure. So the way item stuff works in this game is Nell parries all of the items here. So we got this basic pointed weapon. We have weapons, flame ring, which is a accessory. Herbs restore HP. Starlights restore MP. Angel Tear is a Phoenix Down. Basically, you can res fainted characters. And then Dragonfly Wing allows you to escape dungeons. So once you get to the end, you can use a wing. It is consumable, and you can escape the dungeon. And
Nice.
we're gonna go ahead and equip Flame Ring. Dagger. Yeah, I see the new inventory system. You don't have to pass items around anymore. You just kind of focus and pull things off of Null automatically, which is pretty cool. So we can see the effect of the Flame Ring. It is defends water and wind attack, and you get one more defense and attack. Let's see the attack power on these. I think so. Maybe it's just when you equip it.
Yeah, it's actually recommended to sell the Starlight and Angels tier here because you won't need it right away. Interestingly, in lieu of like upgrading your equipment, like that would be the recommendation. But
Yeah, let's go.
You obviously.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Let's see. Because yeah, I mean, pretty much with regards to, we're about to go into the first dungeon, basically. So, yeah, I could see it for sure. Because we're not gonna need a huge amount of HP and MP. Let's see, abilities. 6. So I can only really do that once. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. Weapons! Hey!
Though all my weapons are simple, I'd be happy to sell you anything you desire.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so the short sword, I'll upgrade. Yeah, and then the pointy projectiles. At this stage of the game, like, Luna and Alex can both use either of these. As you progress through the game, you're going to end up a little more specific, we'll say, with equipment for each character. Not every character can use every weapon.
Right.
Wooden shield, lumbering defense.
Yeah, so like I said, recommendation is to sell the Starlight and Angels tier, and then we'll get Alex a short sword and wooden shield, and we'll get Luna the poison darts and iron armlet.
Let's go ahead and do that. Not a bad idea.
And both should get heavy clothes,
Sure.
and then we can just sell our excess stuff, and we should be able to afford that with what we sold. So
Poison darts. Okay, you said both should get heavy clothes, right?
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Wooden shield. Yeah, I'll have to sell a little bit first. Oh. Yes.
I've been again in time.
Alright. Alright, I'll get used to these menus. Let's see. Equipment. Yes, the shield goes in the same spot the armlet does. It wouldn't let me. It's weird. Let's try it again. Oh, yeah, because everything goes on null when it's not equipped. Okay,
So
interesting.
you can sell like the sling and the dagger because we don't need those.
Yeah. Need the peasant clothes either.
Right.
I'll do that.
There you go. And so they'll be in better position for what's coming up.
Yeah, that's a much easier way to brief. Oh yeah, strategy. Do auto battle tactics. We'll get into that a little bit more. I tend to just do manual stuff, but the tactics are useful. Okay, looking good.
So all that's left is to head to the western exit.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna save here. Erg. Now we can head toward the. Hey, who are you? Ah, yes.
So the goddess is held each year in honor of Althena. Interesting. Our benevolent creator and protector. She loves singing, but you already know that.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, Ramus.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Everything's all set, so let's get going, Alex. What? Luna's coming with us? Well, that's okay, I guess. I want to see the white dragon too. Please don't leave me out of this, Ramus. If it's fine with Alex, it's fine with me. Let's go find the white dragon. You can be part of our boys only club.
Okay, and I think, yeah, Ramus just comes with some pretty basic garbage can lid.
Garl?
They're kind of similar characters, honestly.
Dollar General Garl?
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Well, he hasn't established himself as amazing warrior cook yet, so.
That's true. Okay, yeah, and this game does not have random encounters, so you can just run around on the map easily.
That's interesting.
Huh.
Wow, it's so foggy in here that I can't see even Ramus, and that's a feat. There's no way we're getting through here alive when it's like this. Let's go back.
Yeah, so you can't go in the forest yet. We gotta go up here. Now find our way to the Dragon Cave. It's
an
an
interesting
adventure.
choice to not have battles on the overworld like that.
Yeah, this isn't a random battles game, I don't believe. I believe, if I remember right, they're on the map.
There's just no way we're gonna get past this ice. We need to get it out of our way, but how? I think I know. Give it a shot, Alex. Yes, we can go through. What did he do, like punch it?
Mm-mm.
That ring sure did come in handy.
He used the flame ring.
Does it give him wind and fire attacks?
It, like, melted the ice. You can use it to melt the ice barriers.
Weird. Okay.
Perfect. All right, yeah.
There's nothing in the ring that implied that that would be the way that functions, but okay.
That's true. All right. And let's see. If I remember right, yeah, Ramus does not have magic, so we just attack with him. Got one of them.
Oh no! 1 damage!
1 damage.
Oh, was that a counterattack?
No. He's just slow.
Oh, this is one of those things where you pick what they do, and then everything...
Yes.
Initiative order.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All right. Level up.
Woo!
Yeah, Ramus is level 2 now. I don't know why he's the first one to level up, but it's... There, yeah, okay, next level. Yeah, I think he just started with some EXP for some reason, so... All good. Let me melt the... Okay, so we go over here. Herb. Zzz. Actually curious about something. Can I use... Okay. Okay, alright. Everybody has access to the items that Nell is carrying. So, this wasn't the case in the original game. And you can still... Oh, hey, you can up the battle speed if you want to. Wow. Okay.
That's a nice quality of life.
Yeah.
For
sure. But yeah, if you wanted to, like, have an herb on somebody, you would have to put it in their inventory. And if they didn't have it, they couldn't use it in battle.
It's interesting that the cat holds everything. I'm not really sure how they managed that.
Nell has skills.
Got it.
Those stats. Oh my god. Alright. Oh yeah, battle formation. So you can set up where everybody goes. This is a fairly good one for now because Alex and Ramus both have more health than Luna.
But her attack is ranged too. Did you get that chest down there? I didn't even see you pick it up.
I did. It was an herb.
Oh, okay.
That's open. Slimes.
All right. And then we're gonna go northwest, south, and down the stairs.
Yeah, and for the most part, you can just kind of regular attack your way through these first few fights. In general, there's a pretty simple There's a pretty simple way of handling most most battles on the they're just like not bosses. There's also bosses are relatively simple to deal with too in this game. It's sort of interesting. It's very much if you just want to play a game for the story. You know, there's not a huge amount of tactics to the battles. There are some though, especially once things get a little more complex. But for right now, just attack them, get them out of the way, and use Luna's heal if you need it.
Yep. Why is Ramus's sprite blue hair, but his design is brown?
Yeah, so there's a discontinuity between the sprite work and the artwork in this game. It's sort of always been that way. I've gotten kind of used to it, but yeah, there are a number of things that are different between a crystal that are different between the sprites and the actual artwork of the characters. It's sort of interesting, honestly. Ow.
Interesting. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. All right, we're gonna go ahead.
Like, I wonder if he was supposed to have like
herself.
black hair or something instead of brown.
Maybe.
And then they realized that it didn't show up well on like the text box or something, and they were like, let's fix the hair color.
That is possible. Alright, Luna went down before she could heal herself, so fortunately. But yeah, she got the level anyway. So that's the nice thing about Nell is you end up getting revived at the end of battle, so it's not like she missed out on the EXP. Everyone that goes down will be able to get EXP for fights at the end of every fight. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and use an herb on her just to top her up a little bit. I'll throw a heal on Alex next battle.
That's nice.
Yeah. Also, if somebody goes down in battle, there is a chance that Nell will come and revive them with 1 health every round, at the end of every round. So if you don't have any revive items, it's not a huge deal, because Nell can technically res them. You don't want to rely on that, but it is something that can happen, and it's nice when it happens.
Mutant fly.
Yes, the menacing enemies. Stop hitting me.
Wow. Did that really do 20 damage to her?
To Luna?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, she took 4 damage.
That looked like something took 20. I was like, what?
Might have been an enemy. Remus, level up! Let's see, how are we doing here? I'm gonna open the save screen every single time I try to open the menu, just so you know.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get these flies out of here first. Gonna...
Man, it's been a while since I've played a sprite-based game like this.
Mm-hmm. Got a charm to it.
It does, yeah.
Now we get to see if Luna will survive this opening salvo. She definitely has the lowest health.
She praying?
She was powering up her spell. When somebody's using a magic spell, they have an animation kind of like that. So even though it's kind of a musical spell, that's just the way that kind of works.
Yeah, these guys hit kind of hard.
Yep. All right. Get up.
Nell's like, hey.
I'm definitely used to the old voice acting still, so this isn't bad, but Luna in the cutscene really threw me off.
Oh, really? Was her voice very different in the
Very,
original?
very different. Yes.
I suppose it would be difficult to get the original voice actors or something like this, and I imagine they'd want to. I don't know what the quality was like for PS1, but I'd imagine they'd want to re-record for higher quality and fidelity on the audio.
I imagine that too. There has been a decent amount of. If you look at the reviews for Remastered Collection, there are some people who are upset about the changes. But you know, we're just gonna play through, kind of take it how it comes here. It's the best I know to really do, because I think there was effort to, you know, honor the story of this game in this remaster. That's certainly what I looked at more than anything else. But,
Yeah, and for all of us who never played it, I have nothing to base it off of.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, her voice sounds fine.
Yep. Yeah, there is a character that we'll meet who is going to be the real test of how I like the voice acting. Anybody that's played this game will know who I'm talking about, probably just from that statement. Zzz.
A lot of enemies in here.
Yeah, at least these guys aren't too bad. This is, again, like, it's not too complex, but it is definitely old style, you know, turn-based RPG. Like, you're gonna just grind through a bunch of enemies kind of thing. Grinding is helpful in this game. It's not too grindy. I think especially with the newer features, you know, up the battle speed, set up your auto combats. It's not bad to grind in this game from what I understand. Alright, so we got a...
I wonder...
Yeah?
Well, okay, so... one question I had was I wonder if this could be made with, like, RPG Maker in today. Like, if someone were to try to recreate this using RPG Maker or something similar. Like, how viable would that be?
I don't know. Possibly.
I guess it would just depend. I feel like on one hand, there'd be parts of it that'd be really easy to do.
Yeah.
Like, let's just assume you had all the assets, right? This is literally just creating it in a different engine. So there's parts of me that think that'd be really easy to, like, create this environment and do it.
Yeah.
But I think there's other parts that would be very difficult unless you, like, code them a specific way. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what that challenge would look like.
Well, sort of...
I don't expect answers, but just, like, curious.
It's sort of the interesting thing about the modern era, I guess, of being able to create games. Oh yeah, this is an interesting little area, because you can get him to smack into the...
It's so shiny in here.
Uh-huh. No. It's not. Interesting. Got wander around, kind of lost in here. But yeah, it's real shiny, because of all the... Basically with all the ice everywhere. Super shiny. Right. But it's cool that it's possible to create games kind of like this nowadays without really needing a huge amount of coding experience.
Right.
Kind of great.
And people have done it. There are several indie games out there that are like this that are really good.
Yep. Definitely inspired by stuff like this.
Yeah. The other thing I was wondering, and this is more of a question directed at you, but to our viewers too, which is, when it comes to, like, RPGs like this, would you prefer the monsters being on the field like this? Or would you prefer just randomly getting attacked by creatures?
I think I prefer on the field encounters, personally. I'm not the biggest fan of random battles. I'll deal with them if necessary, but I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
I started with them on the field with Super Mario RPG, so, but then, of course, ended up in Final Fantasy, like so many people getting into this kind of game, and so got used to random battles, but I think I prefer on the field encounters for the most part. It does depend, though. There are games like Bravely Default that have random encounters, but there's just a menu item, ouch, that
Ow.
lets you adjust if you get encounters at all. And you can up the encounter rate to like 200%. So if you're grinding, it makes it so much easier.
Sure.
So there is a definite benefit to random encounters.
Yeah, I could see that.
If I'm grinding, I prefer random.
Sure. I think I found my first JRPG style, or turn-based RPG, I guess is the real way to put that. It's not exclusive to Japanese. But I think the first RPG I encountered is Skies of Arcadia, right? Which is completely random. Except for like a couple of overworld bosses which you can like direct yourself toward.
Right.
But having experienced both, especially in more modern RPGs, I would prefer to see the enemy on the field as well. I don't.
Sure.
There's something a little aggravating about trying to get somewhere, especially if you don't have a way to turn off encounters.
Luna.
But she's in panic mode.
Grief.
But yeah, trying to get somewhere and just like being interrupted, and especially if it seems to be
There.
truly random, with
Yes.
like, well, you might get
Drop
attacked in 5 hits, or you might get, or not 5 hits, 5 steps, or you might get attacked in 2, or you might get attacked in 10. And I'm, depending on the area and how they've handled the encounter rate, that can be a really grueling experience when you're just trying to get someplace.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I don't think he can come over here. Okay, we're just gonna kill him.
Aha, you
Or
got
I'm
leashed.
gonna run, I guess. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Let's go around him. Let's go over here. Here, kill more of these! Jerkface. Alright.
But
Yes.
but
Oh,
even with grinding, like Metaphor right now, one of the things you can do is overworld battles. So like if the enemies are below you, it's a kind of a quality of life that it includes. Some RPGs do this, some don't. But like if you're like significantly higher level, they'll just like try to run away from you, or you can attack them and you get like a fraction of the experience you would have gotten had you gone into the battle, right? But it does allow for smoother grinding sessions, because then you can just run through the area, kill the enemies that are too weak to really fight in a squad, go into one of the places that would respawn the enemies, so like one of the save points or to the beginning of the dungeon or whatever, and then do it again. And it's not quite so monotonous, right?
Sure.
When you're trying to grind it up, it doesn't feel quite so like sluggish. So I think it's a nice little like mixture, seeing the enemy plus having a smooth way to level up outside of that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm checking something real quick.
Yep.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do a little more of that at some point. Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about all that. Hey, Herb. So there's a lot of quality of life features in modern games, which are good. I think in general, it's really great. I'm not the kind of person that has a problem with a modern game turning what used to be maybe a very grindy death march type thing. Maybe not even a death march, but like a really grindy, like you better get up to this level or the boss is just gonna annihilate you. And it's turned it more into a seamless kind of like, okay, we understand you don't want to spend 300 hours on this game, so let's get you through the story kind of thing. To me, it kind of loses something of the experience. Kind of bugs me. But I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing to do that, you know, to make it a little simpler to get through some of this stuff. But I also think that there is a bit of a perspective of like, well, let me just get through the game. Like, why do you want to just get it done? Like, are you not enjoying it kind of thing? And I found that mostly, that's more of a personal statement on my part. You know, I've found that when I'm trying to like get through something and not necessarily speed run it, but I'm like, let me just complete this. My God, like, unless it's been a really long time in a dungeon, there's a point at which you're just kind of tired of it, but there's also a point at which, are you enjoying the game or not? You know? That's how I feel about it. I know with, you know, a lot of people, they may not have as much time to play a game that's like 150 hours long, or maybe it'll just take so long they just don't enjoy it as much, and I think that's an equally valid perspective. So I try to be inclusive with these sorts of things.
Sure. It's I would say accessibility is a big contender for understanding some of those choices.
Recover condition,
at least they would be
purity song. Luna has a new spell, purity song, recover condition.
Oh, nice.
Pointing that out. She just learned that.
Excellent. So, like, accessibility, and I mean that in a very broad sense, as both being accessible for someone who's like a casual gamer, versus one who can be a little bit more in-depth and hardcore or whatever. And accessibility in the sense of like even something as simple as including like color blindness filters on your menu, for instance, or whatever, right? The range is quite broad. Some of it has to do with people's physical inability to, like, maybe they have to play with one hand, or maybe they can't keep up with the speed of certain like Twitch reaction stuff, and so there's ways to work around some of those things. Well, yeah,
so it's tough, right, with that sort of thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and finish.
No. I was going to follow up with that is like with metaphor specifically, and obviously it's just what I'm playing right now. It's not like the ultimate example, but like in this particular case, you don't have to do the overworld fight. You can fight them all through the squad and do it that way if you really want to grind out that way. So I don't know. It's preference of gameplay, I guess, and what makes it manageable for you. Because I find it fun to run around and smack things and they blow up. I don't find it fun to get into a 5-minute fight every couple of minutes to level up my characters for 4 hours. That's just not how I operate. Like, sure. But some of that has to do with the fact that I have other things that do take up my time, like having kids and managing work and family. Not that you don't have any of these things necessarily, but just this is from my perspective, right?
Yes.
Or other projects I'm working on or whatever. And so I don't have the time or patience, I guess probably more accurate, to contend with the long grind session.
Yes. And I think that's understandable. You know, it's so much of it is, what is your measure of success when it comes to a game, you know, and it often gets muddy, in my opinion. The discussion does, you know, like for every person who's like, can I just, you know, like, can this not take 400 hours to get through this game in a way that, you know, is a satisfying experience? There are, you know, you absolutely have to have a difficulty slider in every game so that every game is accessible in every way. You know, it's like, at what point is the experience going to change for that sort of game, and what is the goal there, right? But, you know, like, Metaphor seems to have a bit of an inclusive type of setup, I guess. You know, like, you can approach this how you want it, and options are good. But one thing to take into account is, if you're giving options, what's the superior option? If you don't know, probably there needs to be playtesting around that, because there usually is a superior option, especially for something like grinding, where you're just kind of wasting your own time if you're not doing it right, which is very interesting. Also, one thing I want to point out about this battle system, if you'll notice, occasionally, like, Ramus can't attack, even though I key that in. It's because the position of the monsters and your characters matter. So his movement, he can't actually get up to the monster. Maybe being surrounded by slimes, that sort of thing. Like, it just makes it a pain in the ass to get to anything. And because Ramus goes last, that's why he's experiencing that difficulty in particular. So, you know. But anyway, yeah, this old style difficulty is very interesting because on one hand it doesn't ask for a huge amount of strategic thought. You know, it's not like it's a huge burden to actually fight the battles, but your level matters a lot. It's the case in a lot of older Final Fantasies as well, you know, like your level matters, assuming it has a leveling system. I'm aware not all old Final Fantasies have the same leveling system. But yeah, I always end up coming back to Measure of Success because I've seen a lot of the whole, like, you know, Souls games need an easy mode, and I question that, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily incorrect. It just depends on what you mean by an easy mode. You know, are we talking about we need a slider to make enemies easy to kill? Like, you know, you have the HP of everything. What does that actually do to the way the game mechanically works? Is that really going to help, or is it just going to make an inferior way of experiencing the same game?
Right.
And at what point does accessibility become a crucial part of that conversation? Because I think it can. It definitely can. It's a really interesting discussion for sure, and I don't know that I have all the answers on that at all, but I've thought about it a good bit.
Yeah, I think it circles around design philosophy from the developer's point of view. Mm-hmm. So I know that difficulty sliders can be a bit of a contentious point depending on what game we're talking about. I think there are some games that don't need it, right? And in general, I just leave whatever the difficulty's default is for most games. I'll just leave it there unless I'm literally looking for something that's a little more laid back. Then I might switch over to something like easier. But in general, whatever their normal difficulty is, I just stick with it because I assume that's the intended difficulty, right?
Sure. Yeah, there are a lot of difficulty sliders in modern games that are like, this is the intended experience.
Right. And then they'll add like more HP, and they'll like the best types of difficulty sliders will actually tell you what the changes are. Like,
yes,
hey, if you pick hard, the enemy's HP is increased by 25%. You get less experience per whatever, or you know, you get more gold. Any like what it does, and how that affects it. Because I think they were tuning it to account for that balance, right? Because like if we talk about FromSoft games, just making the enemies weaker in HP, I don't think would be sufficient. In fact, I don't think it would really do anything aside from require fewer hits, and maybe that's enough to make it easier. But when we take like Consort Radon from Shadow of the Erdtree.
Well, that's
Right.
That's a whole other problem, right? That has to do
Right.
with I don't understand what's going on half the time.
Right, but that's kind of my point, right? Because
Yeah.
they tailored this boss to behave a certain way, and if all you do is reduce his HP, it's not enough. Because you're still going to get one hit wondered by everything in that fight.
Right. Yeah. It makes me, man, that rock's bothering me. Yeah, but it makes me wonder exactly what would happen in that scenario, right? Like, are you just going to, instead of getting one-shotted, are you going to end up good? Because I've done this in older Souls games where I crank my poise, I crank my health, I go absolutely crazy with all of it, and then I get hit so many times by things. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going here yet. No.
What is this place? It's so cold, but so beautiful.
Back. Okay, let's deal with this first. But yeah, especially the way the old style poise worked, it actually made it tougher in certain scenarios if you had high poise.
Right.
And that's just one example of a mechanic there. So, I think.
Yeah,
Am I
kind of.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I kind of feel like they would have to completely redo the boss. Like they'd have to remove certain moves that they do for easier and maybe add ones for hard. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna have a
Yes.
slider.
Yes.
Which isn't impossible, but that's not really like what From's purpose is when they create these games.
Sure.
So target audience is a big part. Design, philosophy, target audience, overarching goal. Which I mean, these are all things that you've touched on too. But.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of what I mean, right? Like, it's what exactly is the point of an easy mode? And get this. All right. Yeah, that I realized that was a half sentence. So, what exactly is the point of lowering the health, and what exactly is the impact and the intended experience? And to bring it back around, I guess, to the genre we're dealing with, if there is a difficulty mode, and I've seen this a lot, like on YouTube, right, where you've got your Ramus almost died. You have multiple kills of a super boss. And Persona 5 is the best example I have, because there was a point where every single video, it was obligatory for them to open the menu, show that they're on merciless difficulty, and that was the obligatory 10 seconds at the start of every single video, because it has to be shown, otherwise it's not legitimate. Or maybe it's, hey, we did this on merciless, and here is the way, it depends on exactly what it, and so the internet of things has changed the way difficulty also is perceived. Difficulty was a way, or it was physically intertwined with games in the arcades. In other words, games were difficult, they would kill you for no reason so that you would spend more quarters.
Right, yeah, of course.
And so nowadays, what is the point of a tough game? Is it to be gatekeepy? Is it something else? What exactly is the reason for being this way?
Right. I think, he really doesn't want to go up there to block that.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know that we necessarily need to kill these. I'm mostly trying to figure out what I'm doing here, so give me 1 second. Let's see.
Okay, well, while you're looking, I'm going to talk. I think difficulty, if we're talking about having something be possible to have a higher difficulty, I think intention is to just create a challenge, right? Because some people like to challenge themselves, and if something is too easy, they don't have fun, so they'd rather have the adrenaline rush of fighting that one hard boss and scraping by with 1 HP, because there is truly something satisfying about that. It's very rewarding. I know I mention costs all the time, but that's because that boss left such a high impact on me. I died to it 60 times before we finally cleared it. But when we did, like, the wave of relief and adrenaline and dopamine and all of that stuff came from it was incredible. It was a fun high to experience.
Right.
So I think having a higher difficulty, that would be the intention. At least if I were developing a game, that would be my intention, right? To create that space for somebody who really wants to push their limits, so to speak.
Right.
The counter to that, though, is that people being what they are, I think we often do end up treating it like a bit of a gatekeeping experience. Like, oh, you didn't fight the super boss at the hardest difficulty. Do you even lift, bro? You suck. Go back and get good. Like, who cares? I don't know why it being a merciless, to your point, is so important.
Yeah.
Outside of, you're not a true gamer if you don't beat this super boss on this merciless difficulty.
Yeah, I have some more thoughts on that. We'll get into that after the cutscene here. Let's
Sure, and I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but that tends to be the like energy that I encounter with those types of things.
Sure.
Ah! What's happening? I have a bad feeling about this. Something's up there, Alex. Something big.
What could it be?
The white dragon.
From my deep slumber.
That's an interesting voice choice.
Hey.
It is rare for humans to venture into my lair, let alone ones as young as you three. I am Quark, head of the Dragon Tribe. You have traveled a long and dangerous road to stand here before me, my young adventurers, and thus your mission must be urgent.
Hey, Alex, did you hear that? He called us adventurers. The old dragon's obviously very wise. My name is Alex. I'm honored to meet you, Quark. I'm Nell. Nice to meet you. I'm Ramus. Mommy! Ah. My name's Luna. We came here from Berg to meet you, sir. And perhaps we were destined to meet. You appear somehow very familiar to me. Are you speaking to me? Yes, child. I sense that our souls are intertwined in some ancient manner. Alas, it may be only that age and isolation have taken their toll, but the feeling is so. Yeah, we'll walk down memory lane some other time. Right now we need... No, what are you trying to do? Get us killed? Just hush and leave the negotiating to me. All hail Quark, the mighty white dragon. For what purpose do you beseech me, little boy? Ah! Oh, mighty Quark. We are here to we are here to find the legendary dragon diamond. Could you please give us the dragon diamond? As he runs away after the request. You brave so dangerous a course to secure a dragon diamond? I'm beginning to regret that course myself. Please, don't chop us to bits. Why is it you humans prize those things so much? Don't you know that they're made from my shit? Oh, what's the use? Oh no. Dragon guano.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ramus was the right idea, Alex. We should go. If you want my diamond so badly, children, you must accomplish but one task. Retrieve the dragon ring found deep within this cave. Return it to me, and I shall give you the diamond. Is that it? I'm surprised you aren't handing out nuggets all day. Funny you should say it that way. On the contrary, to obtain the ring, you must pass through the dragon trial. The last to succeed was a headstrong youth named Dine. Unless you use the strength of both your body and your mind, as Dine did, the ring shall forever remain beyond your grasp. He's just trying to scare us, Alex. Let's pass this trial and get our diamond. Wait, children. Before you begin, I shall restore you all to full strength. You'll need it.
Thank you.
You may begin, children. Your future now rests squarely in your own diminutive hands.
All right, let's go do it. Okay, I think we can go this way now. Yeah. All right, good. Okay. Up here. But yeah, I think there's a few things going on in scenarios like that, and I do want to legitimize at least some of it because, with regards to game difficulty. So, personally, I end up playing on the hardest difficulty a lot of times. The thing that really bugs me about, I think, Persona 5 in particular, is one of the things that makes Merciless difficult is you get less money and experience. I think they tone that down in Royal. But it's not just a difficulty, it just makes things take longer, which, if that's what difficulty is, I question that definition. And so what point is there to being on that difficulty when the one right below it is the same modifier for stuff other than you get normal EXP? So, you know, there's a definitional problem there. But, you know, I also, like, there is something about the challenge of cranking the annoying slider all the way up, and then you can just crunch stuff because you prepared adequately, you've leveled adequately, or you strategized correctly, all of that.
Right.
So it's not that it's terrible to do that sort of thing, it's just there is a funny little culture around it where it's like, oh, you only beat it on hard? Like, yes, the same exact multipliers were there, I just didn't want to spend 350 hours grinding all. Well, you're not really, you know, like, that's not really the challenge. Oh, okay. Kind of thing. Alright, this is where we gotta actually do this crunching.
Yep. Seems like getting them to... Oh, hello.
Hello.
Seems like getting him to, like, go the direction you want him to is difficult.
It is. Yeah, he only really goes in, like, a straight line.
I think it's human nature
good.
to gatekeep in some regard. Like, intrinsically. Like, something about maybe groupthink or... there are things, it doesn't have to be video games, it could be movies, it could be books, it could be knitting, I don't know, hobbies, that we get real passionate about. And
sure.
I think it's easy to fall into the trap of, if they don't take it as seriously as I do, it's not as important to them.
Interesting.
Right? Or maybe like the way I do it is the right way because I take it so seriously. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word I'm looking for here, but... But like, why do we gatekeep? Right? To begin with. Why do we say things like, oh, if you can't quote this particular movie line word for word verbatim, then you know, you clearly didn't watch it or didn't enjoy it, or you're not a true fan of whatever.
Sure.
If you liked these movies, then you're not a real fan. If you didn't know all this other information, Star Wars and Star Trek are both kind of bad about this, depending on the fandom that you're interacting with. Some are not, some are. It's a broad stroke, but
yeah. It is dependent on, again, where you're applying it, right? Because there is
right.
a level of, like, wanting to feel proficient. But is it a zero-sum game? And, you know, especially when you're cultivating knowledge or a skill or anything, there's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be someone that knows more than you. You know, and I realize that is a fallacy when taken to its extreme. It is possible for you to know more about a topic than any other person in existence. But as a general rule, I've found it to be true, you know, like it's just in a lot of situations, the enjoyment of a thing can get compromised by trying to turn it into competition. Now, some people enjoy it that way, and I get it. Hey, the dragon ring.
This is the dragon ring. We've completed the trial. Come on, Alex. Let's go back to the quark and hand it over.
Cool.
That was easy.
Yeah, so you're saying it takes the body and the mind, so you need to actually trick these guys. That's the mind. Can't just plow through them because you literally can't get through these giant blocks of ice.
Right.
Come on. I want this treasure down here. Hey, what are you doing? Come down here.
Whoa.
Oh, what the Hey!
It's so far away.
Why? You ran like 30 miles away. Hey! The other problem is when they get mad and they run in a line. Like, there are only very few... Yeah, so now he's like all the way over there. Now? Aha!
Hey.
I think I can get around that. Got some money.
$500.
Ow. Get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, benefit of the doubt, I think somewhere is the root of just they don't care about it the way that I do, so they shouldn't get to enjoy it, I guess, or something. I don't know. I don't fully understand why gatekeeping happens, but I do see it happen a lot with basically everything. Like, it's most obvious and prevalent with fandoms of various types of things, especially things that are associated with like nerd culture.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of... Oh, hey, there's another... Hold on, let's take a look at this real quick. Temptation Song, Hypnotize. So that's Luna's first offensive spell. Status affects the enemy, basically. So he's learning her spells pretty quickly.
Yeah.
She's very good. Like, Luna is solid with her songs. So I think the popularization of a thing can cause specific dilution, and that is a thing that I've seen happen with nerd stuff, right? So like wow, he ran right through that. So
he
like
did.
the meaning of things becomes lost, I suppose is where I want to go with that.
Yeah.
When, you know, things get either popularized, and maybe they get popularized in a way to where, like, well, nobody cares about this part that is in particular why it's so provocative for nerds, because, you know, like, it who cares kind of thing, and it's like, well, the people that were your original audience are who care about this. So there's a level where gatekeeping, and I think I'm describing something different. I think I'm describing the popularization and what that can do to specific properties. There's also the problem of corporatization of things.
Yeah, sure.
You know, but, you know, in general, like, the more people enjoy something, the better, because you've got more fans, and then, you know, you might get more material, but that ends up getting, because it's very commonly exploited by corporate interests as well, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
It's easy to give the example of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to kind of demonstrate that. Is it great that there's more material that's Marvel based? Yeah. Has it caused certain things within those properties to be diluted and otherwise changed for a more popular audience? Yeah, I think it has. And I know I've certainly seen it happen with some of my beloved properties.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, yes, this is happening, and now there's like common parlance in these things where it didn't used to be that case. Is this really what we want out of this property? Not necessarily, but what can we really do about it, you know?
Yeah. It kind of falls into the problem of as things grow in popularity, they by nature will change.
Yes.
And maybe that's the intentional trying to manipulate and take advantage of the financial capitalism side of it, right? Which is what we're seeing often when we get like nostalgia baiting or trying to make these changes that don't really line up with the original vision, let's say, of that IP.
Yeah, and there's always going to be audience drift as well, you know? Like,
right.
You might have enjoyed something, and then as it evolves naturally, and it attempts to reach a new audience, you're just not going to enjoy it as much because you can't relate to it as much.
Right. And some of that is age related to, right? Because like people who are younger are going to think and view the world differently than those who are older.
Yep.
And so even if you never change the way you do something, your audience is still going to change because of who that target audience is.
Mm-hmm.
So some IPs grow with the audience, right? So people, certain IPs were like you and I grew up on them, and they're still targeted toward our age range. They just kind of shifted with us. So things that we care about now are things that are prevalent within that narrative or whatever.
Right.
And then there's others that are like, we will always be focused on 15 to 18 year olds. And so you and I would have grown out of those because that's not our cares, our worries, the things we relate to no longer sit in that. And neither are bad or wrong choices to make for your property. It just depends on what your intention is.
Ow! Let us turn in the dragon ring.
Right, so we can get dragon diamonds.
Yep.
Ah, excellent. You have managed to complete the trial. Here is your reward, brave adventurers. It's a good
Dragon
thing I
diamonds.
ate something this morning.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we did it. What do you mean, we? All I remember you doing is searching our backpacks for cheese and crackers. This is but the first small step of your long adventure, young Alex. The first step? Ah, yes, the time is upon us, and more importantly, Alex, you have the green eyes. Oh, green eyes. When last I gazed upon eyes like yours, it was the shining face of Dine I beheld. The Dragon Master. Why do you act so surprised? Anyone who looks into your eyes can see it, Alex. Because you're the only one in the world who has green eyes, apparently.
Yep.
Desire to become a Dragon Master burns within your very soul. Huh. Cross over to the mainland and seek out your destiny. Search for my brothers, Red, Blue, and Black.
So we now know 4 dragons: white, red, blue, and black.
What about Green? Don't talk to Green. He's a little strange in the head.
We don't talk about him. Yeah.
Right. Overcome their trials and claim their rewards. Return here when you earn the prize of manhood. Wait, what?
Huh?
I think that means something different for you guys than it does for us.
What?
And a new Dragon Master will be born into the world. Wow, Alex, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Alex? Your success is not guaranteed, young one, so remain vigilant. I shall pray for your return. Before you long journey into the unknown fates, you should spend one last night with those you love.
All right.
So I have to find all these dragons and kiss a girl? That'll make me a man, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
How do you define manhood?
So yeah, this is clearly a coming of age story. We have the dragon ring, which is a symbol of heroism. We are keeping it. We didn't have to actually give it to him. Priceless gem.
Oh boy.
I think they may have changed the description of the dragon diamond, actually.
I mean, he made it pretty clear what it is.
Yeah, I think the description was a little more pointed about what it is.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I think we got everything in here. So we could use the wings to get out. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll just save that one because it's nice to have those. They are consumable. Let's kill this crystal real quick. But yeah, we're gonna head back toward Berg because we have completed our first task of our journey here. Pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely find the discussion of like properties changing to be pretty relevant to this game though, because there has been a lot of discussion of the changes that have occurred, and there's some behind the scenes stuff that I'm gonna endeavor to not get into. So if you want to learn more about why there's a new set of voice actors, there's a new, localization, all of that in this remaster, there's plenty of information online. I'm aiming to steer clear of that, and those of you that have read any of that probably understand why that is. But I will comment on, things that I see that are different. The voice acting is very clearly different. The singing in the intro is different than what I remember for sure. So yeah, it's interesting, and I know there's a very mixed opinion on that. So far, this is really taking me back though, so I like this. This is good, in my opinion.
A lot of people will ask too when it comes to recreations. So I'm in a weird mixed bag response to the insurmountable amount of remakes and remasters and stuff we've dealt with over the last decade.
Yeah, there are a lot.
There's a ton, and on the one hand, I really appreciate those because it brings them forward with the technology, which gives more people access to them, and I think they should have access to them because it's a lot of these games, especially in the 90s and early aughts and even 80s really, but 90s especially. A lot of groundbreaking was done in video games.
Yeah.
And things that we take for granted now were being discovered and tried and implemented in those early decades of gaming. So having them pull forward to the experience of what defined generation of gamers is important, and I appreciate that.
It is.
But I also think that indie gamers or indie developers should not be the only ones creating new IPs.
Yeah.
And it's not like nobody's doing it, but
yeah, I mean, you mentioned Metaphor. That's a pretty new creation by Atlas, and Atlas is one of the more. I mean, I am not without my criticisms of Atlas, just to be clear, but they are one of the more recognizable, at least for people looking for a really deep turn-based RPG experience. They're pretty recognizable. I'm going to use Alex's special attack here. Because it's pretty great.
Yeah. And to be clear, it's not like they don't happen, right? Because to your point, Metaphor is a new IP from Atlas.
Yeah.
And I do hope they follow that line some more, because I've really enjoyed Persona. I liked what I've seen with SMT. I haven't played those, but there's clearly some influences from both sets of games, but it's still its own unique thing. It's its own unique take on the battle system, on how moves work. There's some overlap, but so it's it's still clearly an Atlas game, but it's not Persona and it's not Shin Megami Tensei.
I appreciate that they used the press turn system in Metaphor.
It's a really interesting system.
Yeah, there's so much power to it. You can get so much flexibility and power out of the turn-based system. It's fantastic.
You can also get horribly murdered if you don't manage
Yes.
it well.
Yes.
So,
Yes. If you mess up, you will pay for it in general.
right. So that level of like uniqueness and challenge, I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue that Elden Ring is also a unique IP when it came out, because even though it's still FromSoft, it's not their Dark Souls, right? Like, there's a difference to it. Sekiro was unique and well, even though it still
Yeah.
falls into their like mechanical
Let's
similarities.
say, yeah, you need to specify, is it creative differences or mechanical differences? Because we're kind of blending those a little bit.
A
But yeah.
little bit. But specifically with Elden Ring, because like they worked with George R.R. Martin, right, to create this entire new world with
Right.
its own lore.
Mhm.
So like it does feel new, even if it's leaning into some of the similar mechanical approaches.
Similar, yes.
So I mean, it is a fine line. But then there's,
Mhm.
but then we've got like, and this is not against people who like FF7, and I enjoyed Remake and Rebirth, but like, there's 100 FF7 games. Like,
Yeah, it's its own franchise at this point.
it is, and I guess that's fine on the one hand, but like, let's do something else, you know? And it's unfortunate because 13 was not received well, and you and I could go on and on about that, where
Yeah.
I understand it, but like don't necessarily agree with the thought process
Yeah,
all the way.
yeah.
And then I personally didn't really like 15, but 15 was received really well. My problems with 15 aren't necessarily entirely mechanical. Some of them are like narrative choices and the exclusion of some things
Sure.
that I don't really want to dive into right now.
Yep.
And then 16 had its own issues too, where it's like, well, people are wanting this more turn-based traditional style RPG, and we're being told, hey, action RPGs are where it's at, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you know, like,
The thing I would add to the 7 conversation is that is happening because of extreme levels of demand from the fan base.
oh yeah,
And it's one of the separations I have because I did not start with 7. Every review of 7 states it's the groundbreaking RPG of the 3D era in Final Fantasy, and I understand why that's stated. It's just I've never felt that way about it. I started with 8, and that, you know, and I enjoyed 8, and I still enjoy 8, and that makes me different within that fan base. But there are people, there are dozens of us. So I'm a fan of 13. There are dozens of us as well. Yeah.
yes,
But yeah, I mean, it is totally unsurprising that they're going absolutely crazy on the 7 series, given the extreme. Like when 12 came out, the first person that got that game went up to the person giving it to them, and it was like one of the creators or something. It was like, when's the 7 remake coming out? Like that was the first thing that was asked when 12 was dropped.
yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of 12 myself, but that's just terrible, you know? Like, come on. We're trying to do like Final Fantasy's always been this way. But
Yeah.
it has been so, like, it has been demanded by the fan base that the 7 remake happen. And that's
Yeah,
sort of
I
why
know.
they're doing it. So
I
it's
don't-
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, as a company, I don't fault them for making that choice. It's not only is it fan demand, like if I as an individual, if I made something that people were like, dude, I want more of this.
Yep.
At some point I would have to give in to that because we cater to our audience. So as a business, it makes sense for them to make those choices.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably almost certainly very lucrative to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying don't do those things. I just want more of the fresh new ideas too. Like, can we have one of each? You know, alternating or something. You know, like for every 7 remake, let's do a new thing. It doesn't even have to be Final Fantasy. Let's just do an entire new IP.
To be fair, Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, there are a lot of new IPs from Square Enix specifically.
Sure.
Whether you like them or not, you know, like I like one of those and I don't like the other one. So yeah, I mean it's interesting, but yeah, business strategy, you know, we're getting close to the end here, so we'll get through this remaining dialogue. But you know, I do want to say this is why I enjoy going back to games like this, because it's not only it may not have been a simpler time when it comes to, you know, business practices and what exactly companies are doing. You know, I think there's
Sure.
rose-tinted glasses. You know, I was a kid. I was in high school when I first played this game. But, you know, I didn't think about any of this. I was just like, oh, I'm playing an RPG. I'm going on an adventure. It's awesome, you know? And so I can't fault people that love Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, you know, whatever they like. Maybe games that I think are a little overrated. If you're like, yeah, this is how I feel about it. Awesome. You know, let's get more of that. Let's stop beating things to death in a way.
Right.
But there's always, I think remakes are always going to be with us to some degree. And
Yeah.
it is pretty cool that new generations can experience games for the first time while getting some things out of the way. 7 Remake
Absolutely.
is weird in that respect, in that it's not actually a remake, it's more of a sequel, but it's also kind of not, and it's weird. But yeah, that's a whole other discussion.
Yep, and we're out of time. So, Alex, the diamond's gonna make us rich. I can almost taste the money we're gonna get. Please don't taste the diamond.
What
Please
what does money taste like?
Like dragon guano, apparently. Alex, if we go to the Althena's statue, all that adventuring really wore me out. I agree, Nell. The diamond can wait a little while.
Yeah, so we'll go to the statue. If you haven't messed with the statue, this is them telling you, hey, go do that.
Ah, much better. I feel like 1,000,000 silver. I bet that's how much we'll get for the diamond. Let's hurry to the shop.
Ramus has one goal, and we're gonna get into fulfilling that goal next time. Go ahead and save here. Yeah, so yeah, once again, this is Lunar Silver Star Story. We're playing the remaster version. There is a classic version. I think all it does is it gives you the original resolution, because unfortunately the original dub is unavailable in the remaster collection. But if you want more of the classic experience, if you want the classic item management, I'm pretty sure you can switch that in the settings. Yeah. So there's you can switch to classic. I'm not doing that. I like the remastered one already. You know, message speed, all sorts of stuff. Spell names, I like those. So we're gonna leave it the way it is. But yeah, you have the option to play it more of an old style if you want to do that. It's pretty cool so far. I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing this story to the channel, because it's a great story. It's a very classic one. I am a fan of the second one as well. So if you guys enjoyed this, we certainly will have the ability to go to the second one too. That'll be really fun.
Yep. After we get through Xeno 3.
Yeah. We got a lot of different game series going on, so yeah.
Yep. But we hope you've been enjoying them, and if you have, please like, subscribe, all that. It really helps us out. And thank you so much for letting us be part of your day. Thanks for sitting around with us and listening to us to debate / discuss lots of game challenge production. Anyway, you were there.
Indeed.
Thanks for being there with us, and we hope that you were enjoying that conversation. Maybe you had some thoughts you didn't know before. Maybe you completely disagree with us, and if you do, please enjoy putting all the reasons why we're wrong in the comments below. We will happily read them. And other than that, we just hope that you have a wonderful day, and we will see you all in the next episode.
See you next time.
Bye now. Diddly diddly do 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 do. Thanks for watching.